Sunset on the southern tip of Africa. We've come to Khayelitsha, one of the toughest townships in a tough country, to investigate a killing. A man is on trial for the murder of his wife. Their children are the chief witnesses.
So I saw my father stabbing my mother. So I took the blanket and covered my face.
You saw your father stabbing your mother?
Yes, I did.
What did you think when you saw that?
It was unbelievable. Because I thought my father was a good man who didn't do that.
This is Vicky and Tazini 5 years ago, in the prime of life. Mother of 6, inspiration to thousands.
By opening up this bed and breakfast, I was trying to bridge up the gap between people living in the townships and people living in the suburbs.
When South Africa hosted the World Cup, Vicky's B&B welcomed guests from far and wide. Guests who would never usually step foot inside a township. She wanted to make them feel safe in her community. That's what made her special.
We are a very friendly nation, and we are able to share whatever, how bad, how good, with other people.
Filmed that year for a documentary on township life, Vicky and her hotel flourished. Yet that very success was perhaps her undoing. Her husband lurks awkwardly in the background. His envy is as good a motive as any for his brutal betrayal 2 years later. Vicky, from deep and multiple stab wounds, bled to death on their bed.
She was killed by the person whom she trusted, who was expected to be her protector. Killed by a person who once declared all his love to her.
For Vicky's brother, the grief is overwhelming.
Because we had so much trust on him.
Because we had trust on him.
The day when they got the incident, he took me to the airport.
On the day of the incident.
Knowing very well that my sister was on the way back.
Knowing that he's going to kill my sister when he goes back.
Vicky's murder left a void in so many lives, but beyond this, her neighborhood, it was barely noticed at all. That's because a truly shocking part of this story is that in South Africa, the murder of a woman by her husband or partner isn't shocking at all. It's routine. 40% of South African men admit to hitting their partners, and a quarter of the country's women have been raped. So if you think the barbed wire and security gates resemble a camp for refugees from a war, then the women who find all too rare shelter at the Saki Bartman Center would agree.
You describe this as a war going on. Is that how you see it?
Definitely, women and children are being beaten and attacked in the confines of their homes, in most cases by those closest to them. At the center itself, we turn away an average of 15 women a week who need safe accommodation. We're sitting in a country where you see stats of only 3% of perpetrators being convicted. Something is very wrong with that picture.
South Africa has some of the toughest laws on domestic abuse in the world, and trying to make them stick is one of the toughest jobs. Sergeant Bernice Roberts of Khayelitsha Police deals with 20 or 30 new cases each week. Many, many more, she says, go unreported because the problem is embedded deep in South African culture.
The wife has to be submissive to her husband, you know. That is, you know, that's a norm of how things has been for many years, and to try and change people's perception or views on that is very difficult.
Yusuf is at least trying. He's been sent to rehab, where a therapist plays the role of a goading wife.
Oh.
He tries to control his temper. His real-life wife is lucky to be alive.
So you had a belt around her neck and you were trying to strangle her?
Neck, yeah.
What are you thinking? Are you thinking, I'm going to kill her?
No, I was not thinking to kill her. I just want to, punish her to get the truth out of her.
But you could have killed her.
Yes, I can. Maybe broke her neck or something, but the strangle I do with the belt.
How do you feel about what you did now?
Today, I feel very sorry for what I done, because I never thought I will go so far.
Back in the courtroom, it is Judgment Day for Vicky's husband, Nsikani.
The accused, Mr. Ndozen, is found guilty of murder.
He's sentenced to 15 years in prison for a crime of passion, a crime all too common.
The killing of women in our country by their partners, their husbands, and by their boyfriends has reached alarming proportions. I must confess that I really do not know what has gone wrong with people, more particularly men of this country.
Nor does Nsikani seem to comprehend the enormity of his actions.
And do you regret murdering your wife?
Yes, because I'm missing my wife also.
But you did brutally kill her, and she is the mother of your children.
Yeah.
Back at Vicky's B&B, the sense of loss is profound. A single act of violence has destroyed so much and altered the course of so many lives.
My mother and this is my father. Yeah, in their happier moments.
Has it changed the way you think about men generally?
Yes, yes.
In what way?
In a way that I would never get married. In a way that the reason I don't want to get married, I don't know if it could happen to me, you know? I would be the one dying, leaving my children alone.
Melandi is Vicky's oldest daughter, with dreams of her own, but burdened now with worries about her father's envy of her mother's achievements, about all South African men.
If a woman is more business-minded than you, then you'd think that that is your advantage to go kill her, because that you know that she's going places. In other words, that means that you don't wish your partner or your wife or your girlfriend good things to happen to her.
She was a good human being. She helped people where she could. She was beautiful, ambitious, intelligent. I loved her so much. She was my mother. When I had problems, I used to talk to her.
We asked Tandile who she can turn to now.
No one.
In the course of an average day in this country, 3 women will die at the hands of their partners. So as night falls, somewhere out there, there's another Vicky and another family about to be shattered.